What's up, everybody? This is Mike with Hammer Time Wood Creations. I just wanted to take a minute to introduce myself. I appreciate everybody that's watching and has watched and will continue to watch. I love to share my story. I love to share my gift. I love woodworking. It's a absolute passion of mine, and I just love to video the process, and whoever wants to watch it, watch it. I figured it would probably be really cool if you knew why I'm so passionate about it. And it's a long story, but I started when I was very young. I mean, I hear stories that, you know, as soon as I could walk, I had a hammer, and it wasn't just a baby hammer. It was my dad's framing hammer, his 22-ounce framing hammer, and I called it my bop bop, right? Like, so it's in my blood. And I grew up very underprivileged, if you want to call it that, very poor, but I do feel like I was privileged, and you'll see why. But when I was about 5 to 6, we had this family friend who had a woodworking shop, and my dad would work with him, and I would be able to go in and use whatever scraps they had to build whatever I could. Well, I had enough scraps to build a whole bunch of birdhouses one day, and so I built a couple, sold them, and then I was like, wow, like, this is awesome. So I built more birdhouses, put them in a wagon, started selling them door to door, right? This is when I was 5 or 6 years old. One thing led to another. The birdhouses started to dry up a little bit, so I started looking at other things. I started building jewelry boxes. I started building those for family, and then I started selling those too, door to door. Before you know it, I'm 10 years old. I'm building porch swings, right? Fast forward even more, when I was when I was 10, our house burned, and old man John, who was a great family friend of ours, he was much older and he has since passed, but he told me, you know, you've got a gift, use this gift, and you can have access to whatever you need out of my shop. So he gave me access to all of his lumber, all of his tools and everything. And so I started building porch swings, and those sold like crazy. And so I don't know, I built 100 of them. And you know, fast forward even more, when I was 12, I had an uncle who built a house right down the road from me, and I would help him clean up and, you know, do whatever I could do to help and earn some money. And he paid me very well, probably more than he should have, but he understood the situation, and rather than give me anything, he wanted me to work for it, and I am so grateful for that. That's a story for another day. But he was building a house, and we had a whole bunch of scraps left, and I would just take those scraps, man, and before you know it, I had enough to build an 8x10 storage shed. And you know, this is at 12 years old, and I learned from watching, and my passion just, you know, I loved the process. So I didn't just watch to watch, I watched to learn. And so I built an 8x10 storage shed. I wanted to go on a DC trip with that money, but as hard as I had busted my butt to make that money, when it was time to go on that DC trip with the rest of my class, I was like, nah, man, like, this is too much. Like, I took that money, I bought things that the family needed, and then I bought materials and things to build more. All right, so fast forward, guys. I used this skill all throughout my life, but let's fast forward some. And by the time I was 25, my wife loved outdoor furniture, Adirondack chairs, and she asked me to build her a set. So I built one set, and then I was like, that was fun. So I took a picture, posted it online. I sold a few here and there, but I never really paid much attention to it. You know, it was always just kind of a hobby, and make extra money when I can. You know, one thing leads to another. Fast forward to 2020, and everybody is stuck at home, right? And I guess that's what led to this. But before I knew it, I was selling these things by the dozens, and then by the hundreds, and before you know it, I've built 10,000 of these things. And you know, that was very helpful for many reasons. One, it kept the mind busy. Two, made a little extra money, you know, and allowed me to teach my kids some things. So I owe so much to the world of woodworking, and that's why I make these videos. I don't do it because I hope to take off and go viral one day. I don't do it because I hope to become some kind of sensation or anything like that. I make videos about woodworking to educate, for one, and two, so my kids always have access to it, because this is a skill that literally saved my life. And again, long story, we'll tell another day, but I don't know where I would be in this life if it wasn't for woodworking. I was homeless at one point. We were very poor. I moved out on my own when I was 15 years old and in with my now wife. She was my girlfriend then. And we have been on our own ever since. And woodworking and carpentry has always been there for me and always allowed me to make money when I needed to make money. And, if it's as simple as cutting some boards and gluing them together for a cutting board, or, throwing a whole bunch of stuff together and making some fine piece of furniture, anywhere in between, you can find a niche and you can make some money. And that's one of the reasons that I do this. That's the reason that I make these videos. That's the reason that, even though I might only get 500 or 600 views on these videos, I don't even care, because the ones that need it will find it. The one that the videos are meant for, they'll find it. If it's meant to be in their view, it'll be in their view. So I hope that you guys enjoy my work. I hope that you guys if you feel led to, like, share, comment. All of those things help this channel to grow. And again, I don't do this in hopes of making any kind of money. I do this to educate, and hopefully somebody picks something up from it and they're able to go make a little money when they need it. So if if this content is something that you think will help somebody, please be sure to like, subscribe, sign up for the notifications, all that stuff. And guys, I really do appreciate you. And from Hammer Time Wood Creations to you, I thank you, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.